What's up, everybody? This is Dustin with Life in a Mustang, and today I got a tool that I actually use a lot. This tool can go. It's a maintenance tool, and that is an electric grease gun, a Lincoln electric grease gun. I use this tool every day. I've used it every day for the past 5 years. Say you're doing bushings in your car, like my car. I have a 2001 Mustang GT, and it has BMR control arms, uppers, lowers, and they have grease fittings for the non-spherical side bushings. And having an electric grease gun is key to ease of maintenance and just hooking that thing up and getting things going. Let's go ahead and look at this grease gun. You can see what it's about, and I'll tell you more. Okay, so with this grease gun, let's go ahead and open her up here. That is what you get. It comes with one battery charger and one battery. So with this gun right here, it's got a barrel on it, and then right here I pull this thing out to see where my grease is going to be. This barrel is normally the first thing to go. Within 6 months, this thing down here, this won't lock out anymore. Snap back, hit you in the fingers. The batteries, they usually last at least a year. These batteries last 2-3 years. And the gears inside the power head, it's got the high and low settings. The gun themselves usually last 2 years. If you use it a lot, like heavy use, though, you get a year out of it. These tubes right here go bad. You do have to replace the tips on them because they won't catch onto the grease fitting. You replace those tips, the hoses. I think the replacement hose and tip is like $30. The bleeder screw, as long as you don't lose it, I've never had to find one before. Very strong gun, good to use around the house. Like I got BMR suspension on my car. They have grease fittings, so all those BMR control arms, you grease them bushings up, grease your drive shaft, your U-joints, you know, any part of your suspension or any kind of pin or hydraulics, lawnmowers. I just greased up my tractor and my lawnmower with the thing. Instead of it taking me an hour to do it with a hand pump, I did it in like 15 minutes. Charged that battery up and hit it with that Lincoln 18-volt power luber, and she did good. She greased them all up, and all them pins and all them bind areas that will get tight and need to be greased or greased. They go for about $400. They're like $350, $400 depending on where you buy them. So you just kind of look around, get the best price. You can look them up. Just look up Lincoln Power Luber 18 volt. They might have a newer version. This one's a year old. Typically, I go through one of these guns every year. Sometimes they last 2 years. It just depends on how much use and abuse and how you maintain your gun. Like, they are dirty guns. My hands do have a grease film on them from touching them. You try to use one hand to hold the gun and one hand to hold the hose. And as you're greasing, you never want to change hands, because then you'll get your gun dirty. And then once you get your gun dirty, you get inside of your case dirty, then you get your handle dirty, and then you get your vehicle dirty, you get your machine dirty, you get whatever. Just rags, gloves. I keep a set of gloves in my case. I wash my hands every time I touch this gun. I wipe my gun down every time I use the gun, and with that proper maintenance, I get a year to 2 years out of this thing. So it's a great thing to have, great thing for ease of use, quickness. I grease everything up at least on a monthly basis. I would say this is a good buy. It's something that you would definitely want to get into. It's a lot better than hand pumping. If you do all your greasing next to an air compressor, you can use one that uses air power. Not as good in the field, but the air power ones are quicker. They will grease stuff faster, and it's smaller because normally you have a reservoir tank somewhere else, or you can get one that does have a reservoir tank on the gun itself. 18-volt batteries, you can get replacement batteries. They're anywhere from $50 to $100. It's made by Lincoln. It's just a Lincoln Power Luber is what the gun is. Great tool to have around the shop. Like I said, I use it all the time. This is a tool that I can definitely recommend, especially if you got like 4-wheel drive trucks, tractors, whatever. you have a decent sized property or something like that. You definitely need one. Anyways, I'm Dustin. This is Life in a Mustang. This is just a cool tool that it definitely saves you time, and I think it's well worth it. Go ahead and check those out. The Lincoln Power Lubes. They're 18 volts. There might be a newer version. This gun is about a year old, and it works perfectly fine. The only thing wrong with it is this tube right here, but great gun to have, great tool to have, great shop tool to have. Hope you enjoyed. I'm still working on the Mustang back there behind you, but I guess I'll catch y'all on the next one. This has been This Tool Is Cool. Peace.